Why do you think, Dr. Ashraf, one of the most common fears, the second, as you mentioned, for folks is losing their vision? How much of a role in our lives and our function does that really play?
Well, think about it, Ashley. Of your five senses, if you lose your smell, not a big deal. If you lose your hearing, okay, you got sign language. But lose your eyesight, it's pretty devastating. Think about everything we do around you that requires vision. It's quite a bit. So once you take that away, it's devastating for people.
I hope I'm quoting the statistic right, but I saw something not too long ago on a billboard somewhere that the depth of your learning, up to 80% of that is visual.
A lot of it is visual clues.
Yeah, I would agree with that.
Now, what's amazing, on the other hand, is if you lose some of these senses, your other senses take over. Let me give you a brief anecdote. I was in Washington, D.C. training. We used to have two patients. They were in their 40s, very nicely dressed patients, but really no vision, not even the big E, right? And one time I was outside, middle of Washington, metropolitan area. I see these guys walking in the crowds, crossing the street with their little cane, no problem. And next time I saw them, I go, how do you do that? I mean, how that's amazing. I would bump into everything. They looked at me, they go, your brain, your senses completely shift because they slowly lost their vision over time. They said you just use different senses and you adapt.
Wow.
And from that time, I was really amazed how people can do that. So it is possible.
Your perception of sound is probably a lot more keen and maybe more...
Sound, smell, environment.
But think about it, too. You can sense when someone walks up behind you. So as far as like crossing the street or whatever, you probably have kind of a sense of what's nearby, whether it's other folks or cars coming or whatever.
Exactly. If only people who are normal drivers would have that sense, it would be great. All right, Ashley? But it might put you out of business.
Vision, right. You're absolutely right.